and water.
You rode all the way from Persia for earth and water.
Do not be coy or stupid, Persian. You can afford neither in Sparta.
What makes this woman think she can speak among men?
Because only Spartan women give birth to real men.
Let us walk.
If you value your lives over your complete annihilation, listen carefully, Leonidas. Xerxes conquers and controls everything he rests his eyes upon. He leads an army so massive, it shakes the ground with its march. So vast, it drinks the rivers dry. All the god King Xerxes requires is this, a simple offering of earth and water, a token of Sparta's submission to the will of Xerxes.
Submission. Now that's a bit of a problem. See, rumor has it, the Athenians have already turned you down. And if those philosophers and boy lovers have found that kind of nerve, then...
We must be diplomatic.
And of course, Spartans have their reputation to consider.
Choose your next words carefully, Leonidas. They may be your last as king. Madman. You're a madman.
Earth and water. But you'll find plenty of both down there.
No man, Persian or Greek, no man threatens a messenger.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people with slavery and death. Oh, I've chosen my words carefully, Persian. Perhaps you should have done the same.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
Madness. This is Sparta!
Sir Lunch the host, voice of the underground.
Hello, everyone. You are now tuned into the Pirate Podcast. I hope everyone is doing wonderful because I know that I am.
Welcome to the Voices of the Underground, everyone.
We have a very awesome show because Gifted Guy is here, and I'm so excited. We're going to have a wonderful discussion with Gifted Guy. And we have Psycho Chica. This is the first time Psycho Chica's been here. Hi, Psycho Chica. Oh, my God. Okay, I'm getting way too excited. Sorry. Donuts. I was totally supposed to tell a joke, right? But I think Gifted Guy is the joke in itself. So I'm going to unmute Gifted Guy so he can introduce himself, and we're going to jump right into it. And we have a special segment by Sea Blue today. You guys should tune into that. It's going to be awesome. Gifted Guy, before we start, can I introduce you as the ungifted guy? Well, you don't even have a choice, so I'm going to do it anyway. Now introducing the one, the only, the ungifted guy.
Hey, how's it going, Voices of the Underground?
Yo. What up, guy? Thank you for joining us, man. I've been trying to sleep, but couldn't sleep because I was like, yo, we're finally going to have Gifted Guy. It's our third podcast, so I'm like, sweet. That's super awesome. I'm actually going to put Psycho Chica on the spot soon here and unmute her, because this was a surprise. Oh, see, I don't even have to do it. It's magic. What's up, Psycho?
Hello.
Give yourself a quick intro. For those of us that don't know you, who are you, right?
I'm one of the Steemit Talk Podcast co-hosts. I've been there with Winston and Gifted pretty much from the beginning. I also had started Steam Apprentice a while back, but that's kind of gone away as we've gotten other help methods over the months. Outside of that, I'm just a little psycho.
So basically, you're telling us that you're the brains behind the Steemit Talk Podcast, right? That's what you're saying.
I'm usually the one that knows more of what's going on with Steemit itself.
Gaia. I thought you were the guy. What do you got to say about that guy? Are you the guy?
No, I think Chica's description is accurate. She is definitely the brain when it comes to STP's resources regarding Steemit, as well as our resident name pronouncer.
My question is, where the hell is Winston Wolf?
Right? No, it's not Winston Wolf. And please, Winston, don't be mad. Actually, Guy, you say it. I don't want Winston to be mad at me.
The Unwolf.
Oh, the Unwolf? I don't think it was that. See, now I got to keep it real. It was Ungifted Guy and Wimpy Wolf. But Gifted Guy said Wimpy Wolf. That was his voice just now, not mine.
So So how are y'all gonna do the infamous Steemit Talk podcast intro without Winston Wolfe? Someone's got to be Winston Wolfe. Do we have any volunteers?
All right, raise your hand if you want to be Winston Wolfe, and we'll unmute you. Or I'm just gonna unmute you at random. This is how we're gonna do it. All right, Gifted Guy, you're gonna do your intro first. Psycho Chica, you're gonna do an intro second, and Fierce the King, you're Winston Wolfe, and you're gonna go third.
You're listening to the Voices of the Underground podcast, episode 3. I am one of your hosts, Gifted Gaia.
I'm Psycho Chica.
And I'm Winston Wolfe. Welcome to the show.
Excellent.
That was
we can leave them to it now.
Right?
Take
So
over, guys.
I'm gonna throw a question out there to get you guys started. Gaia, Psycho, and Winston, why did you guys decide to start doing podcasting?
Chica, you want to take that one up?
Sure. Long story short, when we were first coming on Steam back in July, August, every time we were together, we would be talking about Steam or Steemit, either posts or how it worked or something, because we were still trying to figure it all out at the time. And it just kind of came up of, we should record this. So we went into Winston's office with an iPhone and put out a 15-minute episode, and it kind of just went from there.
Question. Did you guys have croissants or donut at these meetings?
I don't think we had anything at the early ones. We did have Quantum Anomaly for a while coming in and bringing food, things like Scotch eggs and was it Buffalo Phoenix chicken dip or something like that? It ended up being Bubba Kada was the acronym.
And meat
Well, you guys
tornadoes.
had beer though, right? Most importantly.
Oh, that's a required staple of the show.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should make it required here too. Beers and donuts.
You have to bring at least 2 beers and a donut to join this podcast. Winston Wolfe, what was your experience like when you, Gifted Guy, and Psycho Chica were brainstorming this in the office with the iPhone? Winston, are you there, sir?
Oh, sorry, I was just scratching my balls over here. What was the question?
We were just asking. Psycho told us about the experience that you guys had when you decided to do a podcast, and we were just wondering, how are you feeling about that experience? You know, when you guys were in the office with the iPhone and decided to just go for it.
Oh man, it was horrible. Psycho Chica couldn't even speak English back then. We had to spend a lot of money on OpenEnglish.com. After whipping the crew for several days, it became, a traditional recording studio, and now we are, stepping it up to become more like info warriors. Donuts for everyone.
Brilliant.
Info warriors. Gifted Guy, can you give us a little bit of information about this info warriors thing?
Man, that's that might be above my confidentiality grade. I'm not familiar with that. I can confirm the beer and donuts, though. That part I do know well.
So we understand it's a top secret project, right? So, all right.
Totally.
Here's a serious question. Actually, hold on. Watch this. Sea Blue, I'm putting you on the spot. Do you have any questions for them, Sea Blue?
Well, I do actually. In making a podcast, how long did it go before you actually felt like you knew what you were doing?
I don't think we still know what we're doing.
Yeah, that's exactly how I was going to answer that.
What is that button for?
It definitely took kind of a new step as we started getting more gear. Like that's kind of where all of our payouts, especially from the early ones, went to, was we moved from a single iPhone to 3 phones zip tied to microphone stands, to actually getting microphones, to the second mixer we needed, and it just kind of evolved from there. So even though we don't know what we're doing, we at least have better stuff to do it with.
Yeah, we noticed. Okay, no need to brag.
I mean, because some of us don't have all the cool shit, right?
Yeah, how do we get hold of all that?
Yeah, explain that experience, like earning the Steam and then turning that Steam into real money, and then you using that money to actually then buy equipment and then start it. Like, so explain that whole experience to us.
Well, I know for Gifted, that was kind of his first translation of actual earned steam into something physical or, something buyable. Because I know, prior to that, Winston had paid a good portion of his mortgage 1 month. I had pulled a little bit out just to, be able to experience that. So I know for Gifted, that was kind of that big shot in the arm of, wow, this is real. I actually purchased this sound equipment. And he's a little bit of an audio file. Sorry, just a little bit.
That's an accurate description.
But
So-
Psycho Chico was the one coming in with the mixing board.
Gifted guy. You're a man of many talents. You know how to use the bathroom correctly. You know how to wipe from front to back.
I
but not
do.
a lot of people know that you are a DJ. Tell us a little bit about that.
That kind of started back about the year, I think, 2000. And at the time, I was in a rock band and
Hold on.
playing guitars.
Let me stop you. Now, was
Okay.
this like year 2000 before the Y2K bug or after the Y2K bug? Because, I mean...
I think the first rave that I went to was in April of 2000, if I remember correctly. So that would have been after Y2K.
Now, at this rave, describe this rave. It sounds pretty interesting. More interesting than, your career as a DJ. So what was this rave like?
That particular event, it was in Little Rock, Arkansas at the fairgrounds. And I think they stopped counting at about 2,000 or 3,000 people. I had never been to anything like that before. I was coming off of retiring out of a rock band. I was just sick of dealing with a bunch of other people's egos and sitting in smoke-filled shitty rock bars every
When
weekend.
you say rock band, do you mean like spiky hair, like asshole mosh pit rock band? Or do you mean like Linkin Park singing songs, rock band?
More like Linkin Park, yeah.
Yeah, probably more so the second.
All right. Well, you need to learn how to stay on topic, Gifted. Let's go back to your DJing career. How did you get into that?
So I had a close friend that I went to high school with that left right after high school by joining the Navy, went all over the world on his 4-year deployment, and came back with a CD binder full of all this crazy ass techno that I just absolutely hated. And then one night while he was in town, he basically said, "Hey, I want to go hit some clubs." And I said, "Well, I don't know anything about any dance clubs. I'm not into that scene." And so he somehow discovered that we actually did have a techno club in our town that was just brand new, a couple months old. We went down there that night. I had the absolute time of my life, and I was absolutely hooked after that. And probably about 2 or 3 years after that of just being a club participant, I saved up, bought some turntables, and that's where that journey began.
Hey, there's an impersonator in here.
Uh-oh. It looks like we have 2 Winston Wolves.
Well, with that being said, the real Winston Wolf who we have, describe how you feel about another Winston Wolf being present.
Now I feel like he took my job.
Oh, man.
I feel threatened.
Well, I mean, Trump is back, so he might bring back jobs. What do you think about that gifted guy?
Oh, what kind of jobs?
I
Building
mean,
walls.
Building walls.
That's true.
Bricklaying job.
okay, all right, hold on. I want to learn some shit about Psycho Chica. Hi, Psycho Chica. I'm Sir Lunch. For all of us who don't know more than what you told us about yourself, what's some other things that we should know about you?
Oh, that's very funny. Be right back, she says.
You guys are fucking amazing. All right, fine.
You have to understand about our crew. We were founded by the CIA, the FBI, NSA, and the RSI. So, there isn't really much we can comment about.
Well said.
And that BRB, SRY, and LOL, those are also agencies.
Oh shit. Oh man.
That's how we put food on our family.
BRB, LOL, those are all agencies. Oh shit. See Blue. I want to introduce your segment because it's very important that we introduce that segment. Are you ready for that?
I'm about as ready as I'll ever be, I think, except now that I've actually started doing it. When I hit my tab key, I lose my notes.
All right, man. C Blue's gonna give us a little segment. He does a lot of good curating, and he often re-steams a lot of good pieces of shit to my feed, and I often read them. And I thought it would be a good thing to bring him on here and have him share those. So without further ado, Beanz, you have something to say, darling?
I just wanted to know what did you curate today, C Blue?
Well, I haven't done a lot of curation yet. I was up late last night and I came out and had 2 cups of coffee before I came on the show.
See, Blue, when you were up late last night curating, did you curate fast or were you curating slow?
I was curating pretty slow, actually. Last night, I mean, it's been hard for me to find some new humor, I think, because I do the humor trail on Steam Trail, and I try to look for the best original humor I can find on steemit.com, although my tastes are particular, I guess, and I found quite a few great humor articles, who I'll mention some of them later on because you suggested that I should do some shout outs to those people.
Now, before we go on, why do you have to say shout outs like that? Is that a sneak diss? Are you doing that because I'm black and maybe I would say shout outs like that?
Well, yes, I have to put shout outs in air quotes as it's not something I would naturally be inclined to say.
Wait a minute, you're black?
It's black?
Oh, no. I am not black at all. Actually,
okay.
I am, Jeez. Oh, I'm Jesus. There we go. That's my picture up there. I'm white.
Whose voice was that?
Man in
He's
the
Jesus.
Western world.
In a galaxy far, far away, where black people are really Jesus and white people are really confused, we have Sea Blue bringing us good content as he strokes it slower and slower until he comes to a great conclusion.
Okay. Sea Blue, so the comedy that you seek, can you tell us something funny that you found? Tell us about your particular sense of humor.
Well, I'd mention probably my favorite author or content producer on Steemit, somewhat of an obscure humorist, and his name, No Names Left to Use, which I love that name. It's great that he should have thought of that while he was creating his name. But I like his because he has an abstract art form that almost looks like finger painting, and he then ties that in with some interesting and I guess difficult humor, but I find it very self-effacing.
Do you know what's not funny?
Knock
When you
jokes.
actually when you explain a joke or explain why something's funny.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why I leave the humor to the authors, the content authors, and try not to get into the humor myself. I'm quite methodical about how I go about it. But if I had my shout outs, it'd be No Names Left to Use. Love your stuff. Love your artwork. My name is Brian. Fantastic cartoons. I love The Fly. I don't know why The Fly didn't get $150. I think people saw it coming and they just decided to sabotage it. I think.
Whoa, hold on. Pause. Hold the fuck up. Are you bringing politics onto this? Because I heard some flagging shit in there. I heard some. What, they were hating? Why do you think they were hating Sea Blue? Because it's a fly? Because I mean, if it's a picture of a fly, honestly, that's a fly ass picture.
Well, I don't know. I thought The Fly was brilliant, but I guess you had to be in the sequence of jokes that No Name is Brian made concerning how people can make money out of posts that say nothing, and then eventually him posting The Fly that he found on his keyboard. So I wanted it to go high, but it didn't. So my next shout out would be to someone that everyone must love, surely, Lord Vader. And an amazingly funny guy.
Lord Vader, if you're looking for a stormtrooper, I'm here. I'm like the Finn, you know. I can do this. I think I got the Force. I can hold lightsabers. The Force is awakened in me, and I got a white girl too. So Beanz, you can be red, and we can do this. So just throwing that out there.
Okay, can I steal the limelight for 2 more shout outs, because I got a whole list of about 20 people here, but I'm never going to get through them.
Oh yeah, but hold on. Let me ask one thing, and then you can get back to your shout outs. Do you curate not safe for work content, or do you curate pornography on Steemit? And if you do, Do you get aroused while doing it?
I do not go into the not safe for work area myself. I don't have any time for that and or the inclination really, although the Suicide Girls ones have attracted me in because I have to say I've got a soft spot for the Suicide Girl stuff. Is that the right word?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I could say that I get soft for Suicide Girls, so I mean, go ahead. I'd back that up. Beanz, with
Like
you.
a farewell every post.
But when I looking at the Suicide Girls and what they've had for breakfast, I can do without that. I'm just interested in the tattoos and the nice hair. So you know,
what did you think of Ned's post today? I think it was today about nudity.
That was yesterday.
Was it yesterday? Well, what did you guys think of it? Nudity being a beautiful thing and something that shouldn't be censored at all.
As a photographer, I agree with that to a degree, but it depends on if you're going to cross the line into vulgarity.
I'm going to be honest, right? Like any place where I can sit down and cover your ears, kids, and send your kids out of the room for this one. Thank you, Steve. That's exactly where I'm going. Anywhere where I can curate, post original content, make money, and then masturbate, and then go back to curating. I feel like that is a wonderful place, right? So just bring us to Not Safe for Work so I can curate, masturbate, and continue curating.
Got to go with what you're good at.
A one-stop shop, as P-Funk would say. But moving on, C Blue, what about that list?
okay, back to my list. Fantastic. Well, I want to switch away from humor because as people might who follow me, the very few that do, might realize as I write very short posts because I have a ton of writing blocks, but I want to mention some poets.
Oh, go for it. Please.
I have one particular poet, Billy Keed, which is K-E-E-D, which I find his stuff very sort of underground and thoughtful and dark at
Shout
times.
out to Billy Keed, man. Good stuff.
Billy Keed.
Hi,
I'm oftentimes the only person in there commenting on his stuff, and it's difficult sometimes to comment on poetry. It's some of it so angsty.
Can I add one person to the list?
Sure.
Where the hell is Gonzo?
Yeah, where's Gonzo?
I tell you, Gonzo's post on the Tortoise and the Hare was one of the most amazing poetry things I've ever seen. It was just like, it was such a great take on a classic tale. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but the description of the tortoise as a sort of a steroid using cheat, and in the hare hiding underneath the dresser or whatever it was in a fit of spite at losing the competition. I thought it was just brilliant.
Yeah, I love Gonzo and his poetry, especially when he writes it about me. I just love it.
Gifted guy, what plans do you have for the future with the STP and Psycho Chica and Winston Wolf now that you're here?
My plan is just kind of to keep going. I mean, as long as we can. It's pretty easy to have a format where you have a website that's just a wealth of different information, and the goal of the podcast is just to pull from that resource and talk about it. As long as Steemit's going, that should be never ending for us.
I know some of the discussions we've had is bringing getting some more guests on there in general. I know we've tentatively got Jessamine Orchard coming back at the end of this next month or so. And then we've got the steemittalk.com domain now that right now points to just the Discord channel.
SteemItTalkPodcast.com.
Sorry, what did I say?
You said donuts.
Donuts.
Oh, nice.
But we've talked about actually building up the site itself to put some content in. I haven't talked with the others, but I've got some ideas. I mean, even if nothing else, just putting up the posts that we talked about that week on the site, I think would be helpful.
So you talked about putting content on the website to yourself, and now you're bringing up the idea to everybody else.
That's beautiful. It happened here first, guys.
I like how that worked.
It's all a maybe, so it's not like they're feet are to the fire or anything.
Well, it's not like it would be that hard either. I mean, it's just to make a homepage and just have a bunch of things that point to different stuff. That's all STP. It'd be pretty easy.
Yep. Usually we include it in the posts with the podcast anyway, so it would just kind of give a more centralized place for it.
Well, how do you feel about that, guy? I mean, they just decided without you just right now.
Oh, I think that
No,
sounds like a great idea. We three have a pretty good working relationship, so I don't think anybody's toes are going to get stepped on if one person acts in the better interest of the podcast.
And it's been kind of an ongoing discussion too. Every week we get together and talk about it. So I mean, this is just kind of the ideas we've come up with thus far.
How many weeks do you guys plan on doing the podcast for? I'm not going to say like years, because I want you guys to think about weeks and give me a really awkward number.
Until further notice.
He's fired.
So
42.
where do you think Steemit Talk Podcast is going to go? Where is it going to take you?
It depends on where Steemit goes.
Barcelona.
We've talked about too, like say for example, for some reason Steemit tanks. We've actually fallen in love with doing this so much that we'll probably just switch over to, you know, whatever else, just change our name and keep doing the thing we're doing, just not talk about Steemit if it comes to it. But Gifted actually has had, I think at one time, 3 total podcasts going. He had ours, and then he had another local one for businesses, and then I think he was thinking about doing another one. He could probably tell you more about it, but that's how much he's fallen into the hole, into the podcast hole.
Are you saying that Steemit might not make it?
No, this was just a contingency in the event it
Because you're
didn't
not allowed
succeed.
to say that. Not here.
Winston, don't get us a flag, man. I will be so pissed off if your statement gets us a flag.
You can't piss off the whales now.
Let's put it this way. Newspapers always have 2 headlines ready for any general event if somebody survives or if someone dies. So it's just a matter of what happens.
No, not fake news, Winston. Not fake news. Fake news.
Fuck fake news. I'm not even getting into that conversation.
Well, watch this, guys. Welcome to the Underground Steemit Podcast radio show, where we are fake news. We won't tell you shit that's real. Actually, we're going to tell you that Bitcoin is the shittiest coin ever. Don't buy it. Don't even use it. Steem, it's an imaginary thing. Does anyone have
exist?
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Because here at CNN and Radio Pirate Podcast and Radio, we're only going to tell you the shit that makes you happy. Are you guys happy?
Coke and blow. I feel so much more intellectual now.
Oh, Winston, I had to. You led it up to that. I had another thing I was going to say because Winston had said something. Gaia, how do you feel about being a podcast whore? Excuse my French.
Oh, I love it. Let's do it.
What is a podcast whore? Is that somebody that stands on a street corner with a microphone ready to podcast?
I think it means you'll do anything to podcast.
Hey, sexy man, you want to podcast with me?
Let me roll up my pant leg a little bit and draw them in.
All right, that brings me to that would be so epic. That would be super epic if you just had one ready. Like, I just have this picture with my leg showing, but it's okay if you don't.
You
we'll
can
understand.
make a picture there in the chat.
Oh man! Now, Sea Blue, that important list that you have for us, and we're gonna get real serious, and let us know about those poets that you've been reading about.
Okay, well, I just lost my list again.
Oh man! Well, while he finds his list, I would like to bring up some charity because we never talk about charity, and I think that everybody needs to be more charitable. So today, a man knocked on my door and asked for a small donation towards the local swimming pool. So I gave him a glass of water.
Very good.
Wow, that was you know what? With that notion, I'm probably going to go and give some steam to some people. Thank you, First Kin. You just made a couple people one steam richer.
That's good.
And I'm sorry to put my list up there, but I'm sorry Gonzo's not on it because he really should be. But,
I'm sorry, I'm not on it.
I don't read your posts.
All right, Sibu, you got the floor, man. Take it away.
I'm out of here.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what more to say because I don't know how exciting it is to listen to my ideas. But Risk Debonair, if you see underneath Billy the Kid there, he's a new guy that came in. He calls himself an Irish poet, writer, and other things. And he is traveling around Pakistan at the moment. And he writes some incredible poetry and some great stories about his time in Pakistan. I would highly recommend him. Anyone on that list that you'd like me to talk about? If I,
So Lunch the host is there.
Am I on the list? All right, talk about me. I'm ready.
talk about Sir Lunch the host.
Hold on, hold on, CB. We're gonna do this proper. Winston, you're gonna be me. Psycho, you're gonna be Beanz, and then Gifted Guy, you're gonna be First Akin. Your guys' show now. Now, C Blue, you're on, and then after that, you guys have to take it over. So you got to think about what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna be Gifted, and Beanz, you're Winston.
Okay, wait, I'm confused. I'm you?
No, you're not confused. You're on first base.
I'm confused.
Who's on first base?
Okay, so Winston, you're me. Psycho, you're Beanz. Beanz, you're Psycho. Then I think I'm Gaia, and then Gaia's
I thought I was
First Akin.
Winston.
Okay, you know what?
I'm preparing myself for that.
We're just gonna let it go. So whoever's gonna be whoever. All right, C Blue, talk about me. I'm ready.
Oh, Sir Lunch the host. Well, he's an innovative and very creative artist, creator of animations, and the in combination with Beanz, they're putting together a very edgy and humorous podcast, which I think is an exciting thing for the future of STEEM. And I think it'll be something that will entertain new people and make them feel like it's a great place to be, especially young people.
Well, I honestly think that their podcast is shit. Everyone should just, listen to Steemit Talk Podcast.
Yeah, well, they got a good one. So Greg M, I'll go down the list real quick. Greg M, I like with cigar post because I smoke cigars. Craig Grant, I like. He does his crypto thing, and
okay, you know what? That's an interesting name. Sorry. Let's talk about Craig Grant. How do you guys feel about that, Sir Lunch? How do you feel about Craig Grant? Beanz?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go load a bowl.
God damn it, Sir Lunch.
Me and Craig Grant were happy for about 20 years, and then we met.
I'm so stoned.
God damn it, Sir Lunch. Get your act together. You get your shit up, man. Just slacking everywhere. This guy's fucking fired. He always shows up to work drunk.
I'm not touching this subject.
Everyone seems to like talking about cryptos while driving cars places these days. So I'm getting into that. But Trayvon JB, I love his because of his closing line on his videos, which is, "Don't talk to me unless it's about intangible coins." So that's I love him for that.
That was great. I love that enthusiasm. Sir Lunch, kind of weed are you smoking right now?
Hang on, I got to get my Visine.
Hey, Beanz, what are you guys planning for the next podcast?
I don't think we have any notes out quite yet. We're all just going to work on our Irish accents. Maybe get some Guinness.
Oh, you guys are amazing. First Akin, what do you have planned for the rest of the day, and what are you going to eat for dinner?
Well,
You're fired, First Akin.
Sorry, the other First Akin.
Game over.
Your other half. The
other First Akin.
Dark First Akin.
No. I'm asshole. I'm Winston. Forget about. I thought it was Winston neutral. Okay, First Akin, you go.
I am the unsticken. I will give water to people and then drink the water for dinner.
Oh, perfectly said, First Akin. Winston, when's the last time you saw something beautiful, and what was it?
Well, I have to think about that. I must have a nice butt because every time I'm walking away from talking to someone, they say, "What an ass."
Oh, Winston, you have my heart. You truly do. You are witty, Winston. Witty Winston Wolf. Can I call you that?
WWW.
C Blue, is there anyone else on that list, that you want to mention, or that you may want to throw on because they may have hurt feelings later, like Beanz, but I'm not going to say any names.
On short notice, no, I can't think of anyone I want to throw. Gonzo is the one I really should think I missed out on there. Beanz, I don't read your posts.
You know what, you're muted now, so.
Now, I'm going to unmute a good friend of mine. And he's not really a good friend because I tried to get signed to his record label and he never did. And I kind of became like the shit and he still never signed me. And here he is, the one, the only, Sensei TK. Wait, you're not server muted, Sensei. You have your ugh. You know what really grinds my gears? When I'm going to host someone into my show and then they're not fucking there. It's like sitting there and like, oh, dude, you ready? And he's like, I'm so fucking ready. And then when you say, we're going, he just fucking stands there and stares at you like, I wasn't ready and I'm not going. Well, fuck you. Oh, hi, Sensei. How are you doing today, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
You're a piece of shit for not being faster, but it's okay. My heart has been mended. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
It's not breakfast yet. It's 5:45 in the morning.
Well, what are you going to eat right now then, man? Like, what is your fucking problem? If I ask you what is for breakfast, obviously you tell me what you're going to have for fucking breakfast, brother.
I'll probably have a 3K run for breakfast in the next 20 minutes.
Great. I love that. That's fucking beautiful, man. Really, that's fucking beautiful. Now, I have a question for you. Why haven't you signed me yet, man? I'm like the shit, you know? And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, why hasn't Sensei signed me yet? What's going on with that, brother?
We're going to make a new platform where you can sign yourself.
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
You get to sign yourself, Sirlunch.
Wait a fucking minute, man. So basically, when I'm sitting in my basement and I'm working real hard on something and I'm like, they're going to fucking sign me. And I come to your fucking job and I'm like, yo, sign me. I'm the shit. You're going to be like, here's this piece of paper. Sign your fucking self. That's not exciting at all. That's actually a fucking letdown, man. I go there and I'm like, what the fuck?
You got your own distribution contracts. You got no one telling you what to do. You can tour on your own time. You can basically get fat at home and make money off your music.
Brother. But what if I want people to tell me what to do and take my money and ruin my life?
Oh, well, then you can go contact Columbia Records or Interscope.
So you're going to be the first fucking record label on the blockchain, and you're not going to be the slimy dirtbag record label that I expect you to be.
He's just gonna sign white people. It's thirsty records.
Oh, not going to sign the colored folks, are you? Tell us about that, Sensei.
Shit, I didn't say that.
You know what really grinds my gears is when Sensei doesn't sign me to his record label.
This podcast is awkward.
And with that being said, let me give a shout out to Steve C. What's up, man? Me and you talk, and I figure this is the perfect opportunity after talking about dicks and penises to shout out someone I talked to, Steve C. So, hey, bro. Hi, how are you? Sorry that you came after dicks and penises. That was very awkward. Well, watch this, Steve C. It's not that you may not have shit to contribute to the conversation, because this conversation is shit anyway. Just saying hi would be awesome. All right, how about this, Steve? You type what you want to say about yourself, and I'll say it. Sad face. I contemplate what I would like to say to Sir Lunch, not really knowing my thoughts, being put on the spot. Why doesn't my mic work? My brain works. My mouth works.
What?
Rated
R.
No, it's pirate talk, man. So it's rated R.
Coming soon.
Sound like a bunch of Murlocs.
That is fucking great. All right, Straight, fuck this. You're getting unmuted. I'm going to unmute you. You better say some shit, or I will never talk to you for the next 5 minutes.
What's going on, everybody?
What have you been working on, Straight? Tell us a little bit.
I got this side job for this guy that wants me to write a low-budget horror movie script. It's probably going to be under $10,000, and it's going to be the cheapest piece of crap ever. Just like lots of amateur boob shots and like people losing their faces and monster movies and craziness.
Wait, did you say boobs? Did you say boobs?
Yeah, like those 80s horror movies with boobs in every 80s horror movie.
Nice. So you're gonna do like slasher flick type of things.
Yup.
Can I be in the movie but not die first like all the black people do?
Yeah, sure. You gotta come to New York though.
I think for an acting job, I might venture out because I see myself as in the rap game, I'm the next Drake, and in the acting game, I'm the next Denzel Washington, and this is my big break. So, and everyone has to go to New York to get the big break, right?
You're gonna sing on Broadway?
Thinking about it. You know, I'll do it if Psycho Chica becomes my manager. What do you think about that, Psycho Chica?
What do I have to do?
You got to manage me being a Broadway singer.
You gotta keep them clean.
Does that mean I get a whip?
Oh yeah, you can have all my proceeds. I don't do it for the money. I just do it for the fame and notoriety.
We can give it a try.
Perfect.
You're gonna hear a lot of along the way.
Start with straight theater.
It's gonna be beautiful. Now, someone I'm gonna put on the spot as well is P Funk, because he's a very special person. He's a pirate. Welcome, P Funk, and thank you for joining us. And tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Tired as fuck. Need to take a nap. That's about it.
Me
Fucking
too.
love
I'm sick. I don't even know why I'm here.
I haven't slept, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna knock out after this. You know, speaking of after this, we're gonna wrap this shit up. Now, I'm gonna do my thing where I normally do, and I'm gonna say, all right, everyone's who the fuck they are. Get back in your positions. Winston, you played a fucking beautiful me. We're gonna take that shit to Broadway because we're gonna make money.
Okay, thanks everybody for coming. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. Yeah, donuts.
Donuts.
I'm not saying I hate you, but I would unplug your life support to charge my phone. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks Beanz and Sir Lunch for having me and the other STP hosts on. You guys are doing something pretty entertaining, and I'm glad I was able to make it today. This is a good time. I can't wait for the next one.
I'm Oznog.
Shout out to Karen McCursey for hitting #1 on trending.
Word.
Hey, can we make a push to get Karen McCursey on the podcast, maybe?
Totally.
Yo, thanks for having us. If you guys are interested, there's going to be an announcement tomorrow morning with Steam's first music streaming platform. If you guys are interested.
Very interesting.
That's going to be awesome.
Thanks for joining us, guys. It was another successful podcast. I'm probably going to touch myself after this and fall asleep with a bunny. So thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for joining the Steemit Talk. Oh wait, the pirate podcast.
The other day.
What the fuck are you doing straight? You want to talk? Shut your mouth. It's Queen Psycho's turn. You have the floor, Psycho.
Today we've been talking about nudity, Guinness, and unforstickens.
I pooped myself the other day.
Hey, not got it working, but too late.
Oh, Steve, I can hear you.
Yeah, I figured out I could press buttons to make it work.
Hello, Steve. Okay, I will let you close it out. Please grace us with closing comment.
It's been fun listening to you guys. Thanks a lot. Steam on.